Hello and welcome, I'm Kasey. If you are used to my classes, this one's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a little bit softer and slower, just more about getting a total stretch through our whole body. So hope you enjoy it. You may want a strap if you like to use props. So if you usually use a strap, you can go grab one of those. You can use a tea towel or a towel, something rolled up, anything like that will do. And then we're going to come onto and start in our tabletop. So you're just going to start taking like a few deep breaths in, dropping your belly, looking to the sky, and exhale. Rounding your back, giving yourself a few other bits of movement if you feel like it. Inhale, dropping your belly, looking to the sky. And exhale, arching your back. And taking your opposite hand and foot, grabbing it behind you. And if you feel like it, just tucking your tailbone to feel that deeper stretch in your thigh, or even lifting up. Nothing too much at the moment. And releasing down. And again, dropping your belly, looking to the sky. Exhale, arching your back. Inhale. Exhale, and then the opposite, the other hand and foot. Grabbing your foot behind your back. Just a gentle stretch for now. And releasing down. Inhale, looking to the sky, and then coming through into your cobra pose. Taking your head in really nice, deep circles, and the other way. And lifting your hips, tucking your toes, and coming up into your first down dog. And just walking and stretching your legs out. Then on your next inhale, your right foot in between your hands into a low lunge. Reaching your hands up, maybe coming into a mini back bend here, lifting your chest to the sky. Dropping your hands behind you, clasping them behind your back. Just that little bit of a deeper stretch through your shoulders. Lifting your hips, releasing your hands, half split. Make sure you're pulling that right hip back, keeping your hips square. Reaching forward with your chest. Into your low lunge. Now taking your right elbow underneath your left and either grabbing opposite shoulders or taking your hands into full Garudasana. So your shoulder blades are dropping down your back, your elbows are lifting up, and your hands are pulling away from your face. Just those few little adjustments can make the stretch feel so much deeper. And either releasing your hands or keeping them in Garudasana, lifting your hips back into your half split. Make sure your shoulder blades are still melting down your back, elbows pulling away and lifting up. Releasing your hands, low lunge. You're wanting to take it deeper, bending that back foot, either grabbing your strap or grabbing your back foot with both your hands, pulling your chest forward. Gently releasing that foot, taking that right foot back, coming down onto your belly, bending that right foot, keeping your knee in line with your hip, and just tucking your tailbone and grabbing your foot with your right hand. Just a gentle stretch at the moment. and releasing into your down dog. Next, inhale, left foot between your hands, low lunge. Arms up, mini back bend, chest reaching through. Releasing your hands down beside you, clasping them behind your back, pulling your hands down to the ground for a deeper stretch. Releasing your hands, lifting your hips, half split. Pulling that left hip back to keep your hips square. Chest reaching through. Back into your low lunge. Left elbow underneath right, either grabbing opposite shoulders or coming into full Garudasana arms. Shoulders melting down your back, elbows lifting up, hands away from your face. Now either releasing your hands or keeping them here, or lifting your hips into a half split. Elbows are still melting down your back. Your shoulder blades are still melting down your back. Elbows reaching forward, chest reaching through to the front of your mat. Releasing your hands down. Low lunge. Bending that back knee, either grabbing your strap or onto your foot. Both your hands. Gently releasing the back foot to the ground, coming back, front foot back onto your belly, bending your left knee, grabbing the top of your foot and tucking your tailbone for a gentle stretch on the front of your thigh. And releasing that foot and into your down dog. And right foot to the outside of your right hand into your lizard lunge. Just taking it nice and gentle here. Maybe if you want to, you could come down onto your elbows just for that little bit deeper stretch if your hips are open enough. Slowly coming back up, opening into your skandasana. Your heel can be off the ground if that's easier for you. Your hands can stay on the ground or your hands can come up into prayer. Slowly coming back to the front of your mat, into lizard, pushing your right knee away with your right hand and turning onto the blade of your right foot. Chest reaching through. And gently releasing just so you can take that top foot over to the bottom. Hips are down onto the ground, pushing into the ground. Hand is pushing into the ground, lifting your body away from the mat to feel that nice stretch along the side of your body. Making sure your fingers are pointing towards the front of the mat, coming up into your side plank. If you're wanting to take a little bit further, bending that front knee, taking it back into your wild thing. Coming back to the front of your mat, onto your belly. Grabbing that right foot, that right hand. Maybe tucking your tailbone, maybe kicking up just a little bit. Kicking into your hand. And releasing down and into your down dog. Left side, left foot to the outside of your left hand, dropping into your lizard lunge. If you're wanting to take it a little bit deeper, coming down onto your elbows, don't force it. Slowly coming back up, opening into your skandasana. Again, if you need your hands on the ground here, that's fine. Your heels off the ground. It's not how it looks, it's how it feels. Slowly coming back to the front of your mat, into your lizard lunge. Pushing your left knee away with your hand onto the blade of your foot, feeling that nice stretch on the outside of your thigh and into your glute. Gently releasing, taking that top foot over onto the bottom, hips pushing into the ground, body pushing up and away. Oop. So you can feel that nice stretch along the side of your body. Making sure your fingers are pointing towards the front of your mat, coming into your side plank. Left foot can come back, wild thing. And back over onto your belly. Bending that left knee, grabbing your left foot, keeping your knee in line with your hip, making sure it doesn't splay out. Kicking into your foot just to gently lift off the mat. And releasing down into your down dog. Your right knee to your right wrist and coming into your pigeon pose. Just make sure you're not rolling onto your right hip. You want to take it a little bit further, bending that back knee and grabbing hold of that back foot with your hand or with your strap. And gently releasing down. Now bringing that back foot around. Now either coming into your own variation of this. So we're going to do cow face pose. So either your left knee on top with both your knees stacked over each other and your feet by your hips. If this is too much for you, straighten out that bottom leg. So you want both of your tailbone, both your butt cheeks sitting on the ground. And then just take it even further, taking your left hand up and behind your back and your right hand underneath. And again, using your strap, or if you can reach with your hands, just grabbing hold to take a bind. If you're wanting to take it even further, Making sure you're sitting firmly on the ground, you can lean forward with your chest and fold over your knees. Gently releasing your hands, straightening out that left foot. Bring your right foot to the inside of your leg. Inhale, reaching up, and exhale, forward folding over your left leg, Janusasana. It's a head to knee pose. If you can't quite reach your feet, that's fine. If you can only reach your knees, wherever, as long as you're leaning forward with your chest. And slowly releasing, coming back up, taking that left foot behind you, coming back onto your belly. Maybe grabbing the top of both of your feet, making sure your knees are hip width distance apart and tucking that tailbone. And releasing back into your down dog. And one last time here on the left side, so left knee to left wrist into your pigeon pose. Just feeling that nice stretch on the outside of your left hip. Making sure you're not rolling onto your left hip. If you're wanting to take it that little bit further, bending that back foot, grabbing it with your strap or with your hand, keeping your hips square. And gently releasing and coming into your variation of cow face pose. So swinging your right leg around, knees stacked on top of each other if you're in the full expression, your feet down by your hips. And right hand, if you're wanting to bind your arms, right hand up and behind your back, left hand underneath, either grabbing with your hands or using your strap. Just take it that little step forward. You can lean forward with your chest, folding over your knees. My hips are a little tight today, so I will not be doing that. And gently releasing your hands. Taking your right leg out straight. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold, leading with your chest and coming into your Janusasana. Inhale, coming up slowly, taking your right leg out behind you. It's coming back onto your belly, grabbing both of your feet, either on the top of your feet or the tops of your ankles, and slowly pulling, just so you're lifting your shoulders off the ground, kicking into your hands. And release back down. Now we're going to get deeper into our shoulders. So just taking one arm out straight to the side, your other opposite hand underneath your shoulder, and just slightly pushing. Just so you're getting a deep stretch into the front of your shoulders there. And release. Now taking your elbow at a 90-degree angle and doing the exact same thing. It just gets into a slightly different position. And release. Now on the opposite side, other arm out straight and pushing away. and release. Now taking your elbow at a 90-degree angle. Oh, I can feel that one. And releasing down. Now bending your knees. You can either put your strap around your knees to make sure your knees are staying hip width apart, or you can loop them around your feet if that's easier. So you can grab onto them, or you can grab the tops of your feet or the tops of your ankles, keeping your knees hip distance apart. Now you're going to push into your hands and lift up, rolling onto the soft part of your belly, and keep pushing and lifting up, looking up. Don't forget to breathe. And releasing down. And coming one more time. Bending your knees, grabbing the tops of your feet or your ankles, whatever variation you want to take, kicking into your hands, lifting up onto the soft part of your belly. Keep lifting your feet up, hands up. And release back down. Coming back into your child's pose. Taking your knees together, your forehead on the ground in front of your knees, your forehead is touching your knees. Lifting up into a rabbit pose. And releasing down. You can either come into your Shavasana here, or slowly coming up into a seated position. I hope you enjoyed that today. Let me know what you think and if you want more flows like that. And I hope you have a lovely day. Namaste.